welcome. We're excited to have you here as a part of our Canvas PD series. We have been doing this all year, covering all the different levels of Canvas, and wanted to make sure that you grab that URL there on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. With that, you have access to all the slides that we've done, plus all the videos. We are Chris, Carrie, and Nicole, all part of the digital curriculum team, Altosas, working on Canvas implementation. We have a table of contents of all the different sessions that we've done, and they're all hot linked to take you to that page with the information, all the links, and also a video. And we are all the way over on the far right-hand column. We are actually in a different section now. So we are in a whole series where we're showing you a number of different tools, different LTI and Web 2.0 tools that you can use within Canvas. So today we're going to be talking about Newsela. So if you click right there on that link, it'll take you right to our Newsela page.
Okay, so I think what we're excited about with Newsela, and we really are going to try much harder, I think, to provide some PD for teachers, because this tool is so great. And because it's integrated with Canvas, it makes your life as a teacher, I think, a lot easier. It is a district paid tool. Not only does it integrate easy and nicely with Canvas, but we are paying for the primo version. It is nonfiction text sets, both in English and in Spanish. It allows you to Lexile level the tests themselves. And we'll go a little bit into that possibly when we do the live demo. Just know that today is more about the integration piece with Canvas and less about the tool itself. We'll provide more PD at a later time on that. But the other piece that's nice with Newsela is that you can attach prompts and quizzes and create text sets to help with like research of a specific topic. So there's a lot you can do within Newsela, but again, today we're just going to be focusing on the piece that syncs with Canvas. So I'm going to jump into a demo course that we have created to do this part, but his is kind of currently, he's already synced. So we want to show you how to do that part. So when you are in your courses, in your left-hand navigation, you should have Newsela available. This is something that you can hide or make available in that settings format. So we do have it available and we've moved it up towards the top. So as I click on Newsela, it might take a little bit to load because it is kind of like an embedded piece. It's an LTI piece in Canvas. One of your first steps is you're going to go over to your initials in the top right-hand corner. I'm trying to remember, Chris, is there anything that they will have to sign into to even have those initials in the top hand? Because I don't know if I've signed in at all.
No, well,
Okay.
I shouldn't say no. In some cases, if a teacher has never used Newsela at this moment in time, it might ask them to log in. And if they do, just log in with Google.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I was kind of saying, because I know I have used it in Canvas before, so I wasn't quite sure if I've logged in before or not. But if you do not have your initials in that upper right-hand corner, you'll see that it does say my Beaverton email. So if you're not logged in, you might have to log in. Just use that Google email. And we're going to go into settings. And then we're going to go over here to where it says classes. And I've only done this really once before, so I'm going to go ahead and just click the sync now. And then it's going to go through and just make sure that it finds classes that have been rostered with students. I'm not going to click that one since it's our exemplar course. I don't know if I want to click that one yet.
Yeah. And for friends who are watching this at home, if you're in your humanities class, but you also maybe teach a separate course, like maybe reading or writing, you can just do all this like Nicole is showing you in just the one course and choose all those courses to sync at the same time. And that's fine.
All right. So once I have that done, sync selected classes, and then it will it'll take a little bit as it syncs and gathers the information. Yep. Didn't take that long on this one, but that's because I don't have a lot of kids.
Right. And that's important.
This course.
Yeah. And the reason why this is important too is like in a normal non-pandemic year, you might get students in and out of the course and your class. You get a new student today or students left. Well, Synergy will continue to add them to your Canvas course or take them away just like normal. But Newsela is only going to do that if you come here. And so it's okay to sync every once. If you know you just got a couple new students, it's okay to come back to your course, click on your account and click on sync again. And it's okay to do that often as often as you get new students or students who've left.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so that's totally fine.
So I'm going to pass it over to Chris so that he can talk a little bit about the two different ways you can assign articles in Newsela.
So there's two ways to assign articles or information for your students to do in Newsela. One is the simpler way, which is just simply using Newsela. So again, I'm in that demo course, doesn't matter what course you're in. And if by chance you're like, hey, Chris, how do I add Newsela? It's not here, which is if Newsela doesn't happen to show up on your left-hand side, you can click on settings on the bottom left. You can choose navigation. And if Newsela happens to be hiding down below, you can drag it up. And then just make sure you always hit save. So we say that because we've intentionally hid some of those links on the left-hand side. You can add them anytime you want. So I'll go back to my course, click on Newsela. So the simple way of basically giving students a task or something to do in Newsela, and then simply saying, well, okay, what kind of article do I want to use? And again, we'll do more PD on Newsela, but right now I might just say, let me just go with latest news. Oh, this looks like an article I want my students to read. I'm going to go ahead and click on the title. It's going to open up to a new window. I'm still in Canvas because on the left-hand side, you'll see I'm still in Canvas. And now I can do a couple things. I can assign it to be a different Lexile reading. I can leave it as max if I want to. There is activities on the right-hand side, so you can go ahead and edit the writing prompt if you want to. You do not have to. And then finally, where it says assign, click the little drop-down button, and I'm going to go ahead and create an assignment. And then it's going to say the title, and then it's going to ask you, well, what course do you want to assign it to? So I can go ahead and assign it to our demo class. You can assign it to more than one class. If you teach humanities and advisory, and you want both classes to get the same article, you can choose both classes. And then right here where it says instructions, you can go ahead and give instructions if you want to. You don't have to. Some teachers like to do so. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hit assign. And now what happens next is if I was a student in Ms. Nicole's class, I would go to Ms. Nicole's Canvas course. On the left-hand side, I would click on Newsela. And as a student, I would see, as soon as Newsela opens up, there is this article that has been approved to me. I will see it as a student, the article that has been given to me. So that's assigning an article in Newsela so students can access it in Newsela.
So now that didn't necessarily show up like in my calendar or anything, right? So
no,
the direct instruction for me as a teacher would have to be, please students click on Newsela and find the article. Like I might be verbally saying that, or maybe I might have to put in like an event in the calendar on Canvas or something to guide them there.
Yeah, there's no notification that's going to alert a student that they've been assigned something in Newsela. It's not going to tell them they have to do something. I have to either tell them, like Nicole said, if I have a sub tomorrow, it's going to be my sub plans. Hey, students are going to be reading this article in Newsela. All they have to do is click on Newsela and Canvas, and the article will be right there for them. Okay. So that's true. So
as a teacher, after they've read that article, the way I go find their work, obviously it's not within Canvas. I'm going to need to go right back into here.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you asked the question. So I'm now, again, I clicked on Newsela. I can see I'm in Newsela. On the top where it says assignments, I can go ahead and click on assignments. I can see right now that, these are the two articles I have assigned. If I want to see potentially a reading summary of how are my students doing so far, I'll have all of my students down below. I'll see how they're doing, but here's the assignment. And then it'll tell me how many students have viewed it. And if I click on it, then I can get a little more information. So think of, if you want to see evidence of student doing the work, a quiz from the article in Newsela, or students who've highlighted and used the annotation tool, I need to stay in Newsela to see that because I assigned it in Newsela. So that is correct. The alternative way we're going to show you right now is I can create a Canvas assignment and the task is Newsela. And the benefit is now my students will complete the work and I can actually open up SpeedGrader to look at how a student has done in the quiz. Did they annotate and did they respond to the writing prompt? And I could give feedback if I want to. So, and also the other benefit is it shows up on the calendar. So I'm going to go to where it says assignments on the left-hand side, and I'm going to make a new assignment. So I'm just going to call it Newsela article. This is, again, you can put instructions if you want to in the box here below. I'm going to come all the way down here. And because this is an LTI, we would consider it also an external tool. So right here where it says online, I'm going to choose external tool. I'm going to make mine a total of 1 point because you either did it or you didn't do it. And I'll make it to be complete and complete. And then I'm going to choose external tool, choose find, scroll down just a little bit, alphabetically, thank goodness. And I should find Newsela. And then it's going to open up the window. And because I already assigned that article a few minutes ago in Newsela, I could just say, yeah, that's the one I want, how Muslims celebrate. That's the one I want. I can just go ahead and say embed assignment, or I can start and click on Newsela. It's going to open up to the window where I can go back and choose a different assignment if I want to. So maybe I want this assignment. And I'll assign it to the same class again. Now this may look like, Chris, wait a second, you kind of did the same thing. I have, but in a second, I'll show you the benefit to this. Now it says almost done, close this window and return to Canvas. Come back here, look at, there's that article that I just brought up in Newsela. It's this, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit embed and hit select. And I can choose to load it in a new tool. I don't have to, it's totally up to you. I'm gonna say no for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit save and publish. And now what's going to happen is when my students click on this article, click on the assignment in Canvas, there's the article. They can complete their work, but I put a due date on it. It shows up on their calendar. It tells the students when I need them to read the article and I need them to go ahead and complete the task. And then it even allows me to click on SpeedGrader. And if a student did submit, click the article, read the article, take the quiz, I would see that right here in that space. So that's the benefit to creating a Canvas assignment with a task of Newsela.
And would you be able to see in there, Chris, the fact that they had done the quiz, and I'd be able to see the annotation and the writing prompt all within this one assignment? I
would be able to see all of those things. So the answer is yes, you would see the actual assignment here. That would show up instantly. And you would see what you needed to see for your students. You see their response. You totally would 100%.
Okay. Cool.
So, and I think, let me double check. On the Google Slides are links to how do I sync, are links to how to create a Newsela assignment, how do I create a Canvas assignment, and then more information on how to use Newsela.